30-year-old Layla Dawn Atkins disappeared from Leeds, Alabama on November 13, 2008. She had grown up in a family that knew her as bright, restless, and often searching for stability. By adulthood, she was a mother of 2 daughters who remained the center of her world even though she no longer had custody. Addiction had shaped much of her life. Prescription drugs and other substances pulled her into cycles of dependence and recovery. Mental health struggles added another layer of difficulty, yet she continued to fight for connection. She called her daughters every week and visited them at least once a month. She wrote letters that revealed her hopes for a better future. Her family described a pattern that repeated over the years. Layla would move in with relatives while she tried to get clean. She would then move in with boyfriends who offered companionship and a place to stay. Despite instability, she never cut off contact with her children. On November 13th, Layla was last seen at her home on Highway 41. Her family grew alarmed when her regular phone calls stopped. Layla had always reached out even during her hardest times. By late November, the silence was unusual. December passed without contact, and her family grew more concerned. On January 21st, 2009, her brother and sister-in-law in North Carolina reported her missing. Detectives began by speaking with her boyfriend after the report was filed, and he claimed that Layla had moved out and gone to Houston, Texas to meet a man that she had been talking to on social media. Police tracked down that man, but he denied any recent contact. That lead ended quickly. The investigation revealed more about her situation. Earlier in 2008, Layla had pleaded guilty to theft and drug possession. She was serving a conditional suspended sentence. At the time she vanished, she had an outstanding warrant for failing to comply with probation terms. Detectives had to consider whether she had gone into hiding, overdosed, or had been the victim of foul play. They interviewed her boyfriend again and followed leads, but despite their efforts, Layla was never found. The uncertainty of her disappearance has haunted her family for years. They hold on to her letters and memories, hoping to someday find answers. If you have any information on the disappearance of Layla Dawn Atkins, please contact the Shelby County Sheriff's Office in Alabama. 17-year-old Tarasha Benjamin vanished from Selma, Alabama on June 26, 2010. She lived with her mother, who recalled that she never left without saying where she was going, someone who stayed close and in touch. She was outgoing and loyal, already showing signs of independence and determination. On that morning, she borrowed a gray Mazda Tribute from a friend and told her mother that she was headed to the flea market. That goodbye was the last moment her family shared with her. She left home around 10 o'clock a.m., driving the borrowed vehicle, and along the way she stopped at a yard sale where she met a relative who borrowed her phone to make a call. That was the last confirmed interaction anyone had with her, and it remains uncertain whether she ever reached the flea market. Her family noticed her absence quickly and reported her missing later that same day, knowing it was unlike her to leave without warning or failing to return home. The police department opened an investigation immediately, and officers and volunteers searched fields, wooded areas, and neighborhoods hoping to find any trace of her. Despite the intensity of those searches, no evidence was uncovered. As the investigation unfolded, the gray Mazda Tribute that she had been driving was discovered abandoned on the Cecil Jacket bypass, which was only a mile away from the flea market. The vehicle was facing the opposite direction of her route. Both windows on the driver's side was out. The door handle was broken, and the contents inside appeared to have been disturbed. The condition of the car suggested that something violent or suspicious had taken place, and investigators treated it as a critical piece of evidence. Detectives followed leads that pointed in different directions, but none brought them any closure to finding her. Authorities considered multiple theories. One possibility was that she had been the victim of human trafficking, a fear that grew stronger because of the circumstances surrounding her disappearance and the lack of evidence pointing to her remaining in the local area. Another theory was that someone she had been dating was involved, a possibility that investigators did not dismiss. Despite these leads of inquiry, no suspects were ever identified. If you have any information on the disappearance of Tarasha Benjamin, please contact the Selma Police Department or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. "26-year-old Maxine Kiara Bieberbach disappeared on March 6, 2018 from Empire, Alabama. She was last seen in the 1500 block of Empire Road. She had lived in different regions of the country, building ties in several communities, sometimes staying for months and other times staying for years, always leaving behind impressions of her personality and struggles. Friends and acquaintances remembered her as someone who could be vibrant and determined, but also vulnerable to the weight of addiction and grief. In the moments before her disappearance, Maxine had endured the devastating loss of her daughter to cancer. That tragedy pulled her back into heroin and methamphetamine use after a period of sobriety. She spoke of entering a long-term treatment program, a step towards recovery that showed she had not given up hope, but she never had the chance to take it. On the morning she disappeared, she was seen in Empire, Alabama. Investigators believe she may have arranged for someone to pick her up so she could buy heroin. One of her last social media posts read, 3, 2, 1, blast off to the moon, a cryptic message that now stands as an echo of her final days. Her family did not immediately realize she was missing. Maxine often drifted out of touch, but by May 20th, 2018, more than 2 months later, her sister reported her missing. One theory was that she had overdosed and that whoever was with her disposed of her body to avoid criminal charges. Another one was that she was hiding from the law because she had outstanding warrants for her arrest. Her disappearance left behind a young son who is now growing up without answers. If you have any information on the disappearance of Maxine Kiara Bieberbach, please contact Walker County Sheriff's Department in Alabama.